Hey, wanted to take the opportunity to check in and to see how you're doing. How are you doing? How was your Easter? Hope you made the best of what is. I know for us as a family, we missed having Malia around our table or for Easter. That was hard, but we did, and we're able to FaceTime with Malia and her fiance, so she did join our meal time together via FaceTime. So that's kind of fun, interesting. If you have a fun Easter story, would you mind sharing it? You can email it to me. You can post on our page on Facebook. We'd just love to hear how Easter went for you. In terms of celebrating, I wanted to celebrate too. In person, on site, our reach is limited. But did want to celebrate this past Easter. Just on Facebook alone, our reach is over 1,100 people. So that's pretty exciting. So I wanted to take that moment just to celebrate that little reality. That's exciting. If you missed Easter, you can still or missed our Easter online gathering, you can still go and catch it. So wanted to celebrate that, wanted to see how Easter was for you, and then also have a couple things in my heart that I just want to encourage us with. The first thing that I want to encourage us with is just to encourage us to continue to adapt. I know I've heard of, seen it and I've heard it, how we've had to adapt. We as a church, we've had to adapt. I know you as an individual, you've had to adapt in many ways, whether it be from, working from home or being laid off or having to use technology you've never used before. I think that the ability to adapt is a great characteristic. So I want to encourage you, if you're adapting, keep adapting. I think there's going to be a whole lot more adapting moving forward. So continue to do that. And if you are and have adapted, good job and keep it up. So I want to encourage you with that. Keep adapting. I want to encourage everyone to keep connecting. Lots of great opportunities, though not in person, to continue to connect with one another. If you think of someone, if someone comes to mind, make sure you reach out to them, text to them, call them, email, let them know you're thinking of them. Our life groups are continuing to meet via Zoom conference calls and whatnot. We had a prayer meeting this morning. We did it through freeconferencecall.com. So we all just called in. And so there are lots of different ways that we can continue to connect and show care and let people know that we're thinking of them. So thank you for doing that. Let's continue to do that. If you have a prayer request, we'd love to hear it. You can email it to us. You can text it to us. You can go to our website, do it that way. You can also do it through the Harbor Life Church app. So lots of great tools and ways to connect out there. Make sure you're using those. Also wanted to encourage everyone in John chapter 14, verse 27, Jesus said, "Do not let your hearts be troubled, nor let your hearts fear." There's something about that scripture I think that's so relevant, especially right now for us. We're surrounded by all this uncertainty. I've had a hard time with that too, a little bit of not being able to see too far ahead. I don't know if you've experienced that. I find that to be a little bit frustrating. I've been wanting to plan and prepare, wanting to know, how do we overcome this? How do we work through this? What are we going to do? And there's so much ambiguity surrounding the next phase or the next step or what's coming around the corner that it's forced us to really be present and then also to be okay with not knowing. And so I think a part of John 14:27 there is allowing our minds and our hearts to rest, to be in that place of it's okay if I don't know what's coming around the corner. It's okay if I can't plan out beyond tomorrow. And just to be able to rest in that's the season we're in. And so can I encourage you to be okay with that? I think that's a part of not allowing our hearts to be troubled, because it can be troubling not being able to prepare and think too far ahead. So let's be okay with just being present in the moment. The second thing along those lines I want to encourage us with is let's make sure we're guarding our minds. Let's guard what we're allowing to come into our minds. Let's be careful of what we're entertaining our minds with. It's easy to let fear come in. It's easy to allow uncertainty to come in, and that's the thing that grips us. And That's the thing that becomes the thing that we begin entertaining our mind and our heart with. So I just want to encourage you, let's think on those things from Philippians 4, those things that are beautiful, those things that are worthy, those things that are lovely, those things that are, productive toward a healthy position in life, those things that about us, about what Jesus says about us, about what he says about our situation. Let's fill our minds with that. Let's allow our minds to be filled with those things that bring peace, that don't bring more chaos to our lives. So there's a couple of different ways we can keep our minds from being in trouble. And I also want to encourage us too to maybe, here's a good idea, maybe turn off the news. Turn off the news a little bit. Find a way to break away from it. Create some space just to rest in that place of where we don't have all these competing voices occupying our minds, telling us what we should be focusing on. Love you, praying for you, want the best for you. I hope that you're praying for us as well. Look forward to seeing you on Sunday. You guys are awesome. We love you, and I'm excited about seeing you soon. Until then, here's an air hug. Take care.